gonna be alright. Cause me and my clique, we don't give a fuck. Sweet daddy, you got it, let's go. If you want it, you can get it, let me know. I'm about to break this thing up. Let's go. If you want it, you can get it, let me know. I'm about to break this thing up. If you want some, come get some. Look where I'm from.
Welcome, wrestling fans, to another edition of FTW Future Focus. We're going to be doing a lot of important work today. I am your not so humble correspondent, Robert Black, and unfortunately, the founder of our feast, the mastermind Bobby Rogers, is taking care of things at his workplace today because of a rain delay. The Indianapolis 500 in Indy is on rain, and since he works at a hotel, he's got to shuffle some things around for the likeness. But Future Focus is right on time, and I am your not so humble correspondent, Robert Black, and to my side is the excuse me, frog in my throat. The man to my side from Chicago, Illinois, the silent but deadly connoisseur of professional wrestling, and he has about as much use for female wrestling as I have for a rain delay. He is Marvelous Marcus Buckley. How's it going, sir? Sweet. To my caddy corner is the newcomer to our panel, but she's certainly got a lot of style and grace and the finest face, as she is the queen of Motown Wrestling Group on Facebook. She is Ty Nickerson. How you doing?
I'm good.
Beautiful, beautiful. And above me is our host for today. He is the master of women in song and cigars. He is a professional wrestling fan and connoisseur extraordinaire. He is Tony Motown Allen. How's it going?
Oh, man, it is going good. I am looking forward to this show. Coming live from Chicago. Got some coffee and some beer. And the ladies have to acknowledge their daddy.
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet on the count. No.
No? Okay.
No.
Will you be good? I can get us on the board right now.
No, let's delay a little bit. We've got a lot of we've got a long way to go and a short time to get there.
Yeah, we do.
Anyway, our first topic of discussion, we are going to be reviewing straight from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, the King and Queen of the Ring event from yesterday, and are we going in alphabetical? Are we going in match order, Tony?
I didn't put these down in match order. Oh, no, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, so did I. If you'd like, I will transfer the host duties over to you, and we will get the ball rolling here.
All right. So the PLE, we're not going to cover. We're not going to do the dark show, pre-show match with Jade Cargill and Bianca. First of all, I didn't see it because I didn't know they were going to wrestle. But I'm quite sure they were looking good, because did you see those two fine pieces of chocolate on the beach in Saudi Arabia?
But no, I did watch it. I went against, and it was by accident. I was fast forwarding do the pre-show, and I didn't know that was a pre-show match. And y'all know how I feel about women's tag matches, but I said I wanted to see Jade, and I must admit, she got some more offense. She did the Stinger Splash, she did Power Bomb, and a couple other things. So she's trying to expand her moveset a little bit. So we'll see. By some
Stinger Splash me.
Thank you for joining us on FTW. We're on the board.
Yeah.
I wasn't even done yet, Rob. She might know you got contact, because that might be something standing up and salute when she lands that body on mine.
Thank you for joining us on it. That's two. Oh, good Lord.
So
Ty, did you see the pay-per-view?
For the pre-show.
The pre-show, yes.
Kickoff show. I did not.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't know there was a match on the pre-show.
wait
Somebody in the thread mentioned it. I'm like, wait a minute. The show started already?
Hold on. I'm the only one watching tag match.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Well, you're showing more dedication than we are.
Yeah.
I mean, but Jesus Christ, how funny is that?
Really?
No, that's funny though. But before we get going with our predictions, Bruce in the chat said Nia Jax and Gunther were his picks to win the King and Queen of the Ring, but you have to admit Randy Orton was robbed. And as far as Randy Orton getting robbed, Bruce, we will touch on that when we
will get there.
But we're gonna kick it off with the women's match. We had Liv Morgan coming out in that sexy red outfit. Oh my God, when I saw Liv, I am sorry, Chris, but when I saw Liv, I felt like Devon Dudley because that bitch is going to take 9 inches of black cock so far up her ass, she won't know what hit her. Oh, my brother. Testify.
And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus, the We Just Got Canceled edition.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube is going to have fun with that one. Wow.
Man, we can get away with that back in 1999, but... And Liv Morgan's taking on that bitch, Becky.
Yes.
What'd you think of this match?
Oh, man. I loved it. I love the outfits. I read something about their ring gear was paying homage to Britney Spears. Because Liv wore the Oops, I Did It Again red catsuit, and Becky wore what looked like Me Against the Music Britney Spears tuxedo type outfit. But other than that, I love that match.
I'm sorry, Ty, though, but you mentioned Oops, I Did It Again. Reminds me when I was a Liv. She's like, make sure you pull out. I'm like, oops, I did it again.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, oops, I missed that table again.
No.
Joining us on FTW Future Focus.
I said Liv's red outfit reminded me of the music video from Britney Spears' Oops, from the Oops, I Did It Again video with Britney Spears.
And it reminded me of when I was with Liv in that outfit. She said, come at me, and oops, I did it again.
And thank you for joining us once again on FTW Future Focus. Wow.
I can't believe Bo Dallas fumbled Liv Morgan. He a fool for fumbling Liv Morgan.
It must have been on that table.
Oh, God.
You know she ain't good with tables.
Oh.
And me, Chris, and Bob saw that shit live, so. All right, we're going to move to the bottom row. I mean, damn. We like 8 minutes
what
in.
is your rating on the match, Ty?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. 4.5.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
Pretty generous, but cool. Man.
I gotta be generous sometime.
I wasn't going to Marcus next, but let's go a little lighter after her 4.5 and go to Rob next.
Okay. I gave this match a 2. It was not a good opener. And the reason I say that is not because I disliked the outfits, although I liked Liv's. Okay, Liv's outfit worked, but I don't know whether it was out of tribute to Britney Spears or out of tribute to Gallagher, but the tuxedo thing that Becky was wearing was not really good, and the fact that she wrestled in it was even worse. because you could tell during the match that outfit was impeding her movement.
Okay.
And it caused a lot of problems during the match, and it caused a lot of timing problems and a lot of movement problems for Becky. And so this makes like 2 events in a row that she has had a bad showing. And the fact that she lost the title doesn't really make up for it. So I gave this a 2 based on that. I guess I don't know Britney Spears stuff at all, and so my comment was that Becky looks like a female Gallagher, a French Gallagher is what I said in that tuxedo. But the match itself got a 2. I also, the dynamic with Dom, they haven't quite worked out yet. You can't tell whether he's doing it screwing up deliberately because he likes Liv, or whether they're just painting him as a screw up in general. So that match gets a 2 from me.
All right, I'm gonna go next before Marcus crucify this match, because I gave it a 2 as well. I wasn't overly thrilled with the match. I just thought the match was sloppy. It could have been an outfit, like you said, Rob. But last time we saw Becky, she looked pretty sloppy then too. So, and she didn't have that outfit on. So I'm really thinking it's that bitch Becky. She looked like fucking the bitch that was in a 300 guy gangbang, and she was at the very end of that motherfucker. That's how sloppy she looked.
Oh, thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. I don't know if we got... Yeah.
I don't think that's PG.
No.
No, we left PG in the dust there.
17 X-rated.
Oh.
Yeah. Jasmine St. Clair was my motivation for that last comment.
Lord,
if y'all don't know her, Google her.
I already know who she is. I'll have to Google her.
Beware.
I know she's a corner star.
It was ECW she was in for a minute, right?
It was.
Yeah. So it's relevant for her, but she's also in the entertainment industry that Sonny and kind of partake in for a bit.
Yeah, let's say she got a lot of fame.
Oh yeah, she does.
Yeah.
3 of them showed up in one night.
Way more than that.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, but the match itself, it was sloppy. It was a sloppy match. It was, and I really think this was sloppy on both ends. You know me, I have no problems criticizing Becky Lynch for being a fuck ass suck bitch in that ring, but I gotta say both of them kind of sucked ass in this one. I mean, when Liv hit the whatever her stupid ass finisher is, that shit looked sloppy, and I think that was because of her, not Becky. The only saving grace in this match is Dominic. And I think part of the saving grace is I hope this is going to be master storytelling by Triple H, because I honestly, in my heart of hearts, I believe Dominic is doing this shit on purpose. It's not a screw up. He's intentionally helping Liv, and what's going to be her ultimate revenge on Rhea Ripley. When Dominic turns on Rhea Ripley for a little bit, he can't hit the table Liv. He is going to be a bigger heel than he was when he turned on Ray. And Mommy's gonna be a bigger face than she already is. So I think this is just good storytelling. But that was the only good part of this match, was Dominic involvement in it, and how he's trying to play the stupid role, but he's not really being stupid. It's all fucking calculated. So, but ultimately, I gave the shit a 2. One of that because of Dominic. The other one was because of Liv Morgan in that red outfit. Marcus. The floor is yours.
Okay. I gave this shit a generous 1.75.
Oh, that was better than I thought.
Okay, and I'm being generous. Now, I don't know what looked more like shit. Becky's outfit or her punches. She throws the first fucking punches in the professional wrestling. I mean, they don't look like they can knock her with paper. Her punches are awful. For somebody who always talk about she wants to fight. It's like, for what? You can't throw a fucking punch. It looked like shit. Okay. I mean, Rob, you might be right. Maybe it was that fucked up outfit she was wearing. Maybe, I don't know. But Becky, I don't know if she's hurt. It was the outfit, but she has not looked good in about 6 months in the ring. And I've defended Becky. You know, I don't think she's as terrible as Tony and Bobby does. But God damn it, lately I can't say nothing. She has not looked good in the ring.
She's been closer to how bad we say she are than how good you used to
You know
say
what?
she was.
You are pulling me to your side because she has not looked good at all.
And I think it's been longer than 6 months because that feud with Trish Stratus, I didn't think she looked that good in that feud either. That was a while ago, man.
Becky has had and is capable of having some good matches, but lately her timing has been off.
Yeah.
And just in general, she's been really sloppy, and I can't figure out whether it's a personal issue or some other issue going on.
I don't know. I'm hoping she's fighting through an injury, maybe, and once she gets better, you know, maybe she'll get back to normal. But she has not looked good at all in the ring lately.
Yeah,
I personally think she got that Sasha Banks thing going, where right now she really don't think that she feels she's so good she don't need to put the work in anymore.
But then she needs to watch some film.
And I'm just being straight up. I didn't even hate on her. I really think she's at that point. But before we move on to the next match, I just want to point out.
Wait a minute. I want to bring up one more thing. Okay, the spot with Dominic. Now we all know where this is going. He's going to turn, but that was a stupid ass spot. So he goes in a fucking chair behind the referee's back. So when the referee turns around, what the fuck Becky supposed to do with that damn chair? I mean, that was just fucking stupid.
It was
stupid. I mean, the chair just magically appeared in the ring. Oh, come on, they could do something better than that. That was just fucking stupid. So
I can't even argue that. You are right about that.
But 1.75.
All right, cool. And I just want to point out before we move on to the next match that everybody that's here today, because this was an I don't give a fuck for Bobby, but Rob got this wrong. Everybody else got it right. So
par for the course.
Par for the course, yes.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to move on to our next match. And I'm not sure when the fuck this became a triple threat, because it definitely wasn't a triple threat when we did our predictions last week. Sami Zayn defending his Intercontinental title against Chad Gable and Bronson
Reed.
Marcus, since you went last on the last one, you're going to go first on this one.
Okay, what did I give this match? I gave it a 3. Sammy and Gable are two of the better workers in company. And what I liked about this match is there wasn't any, I didn't notice any really prolonged breaks where somebody just set their ass outside, overly selling. That's a really big thing for me now. And I was really hoping Gable would win, but when I watched Raw then and with the shit with Otis, then I already knew, damn, my prediction is gonna be wrong. Sammy's definitely winning. But I'm gonna tell you, Otis threw some stiff ass clothesline outside on the ring. I was kind of impressed by that. I mean, he looked like he knocked the shit out of Bronson Reed for real. I mean, that was like a Nikita Koloff JBL clothesline. The way he threw that shit, I was like, okay, look at Big Otis. All right, but I thought the match was decent overall. I gave it a 3.
All right, Ty, you're next. What you think of this match?
I'm like Marcus. I think Sammy and Gable, they work better ring wise. The match wasn't too bad. It wasn't good. It was decent for me. So I give it a 3.
Okay. And Rob, what you think?
Actually, I was a bit more impressed with this match than the rest of the panel was. I gave it 3 3/4, and it was my match of the night, because Not only did they get around the problem of scramble matches, Marcus pointed that out, and that nobody was like resting during the match, and there was a lot of interchange between the three, but Bronson Reed really impressed me with how he mixed power and tech and how he flew. Just Bronson Reed is a great all-around performer, and I really enjoyed the stuff that he did. Chad Gable showed why they are getting higher on him in the Federation, and it was to me, it was a really great match. I was going to give it a 4, but basically at the end of the match, they had to just stop it dead in its tracks so they could do the thing with Otis. That was the only thing that threw it off for me. Otherwise, I would have gave it a 4, but I gave it a 3 3/4, and it was my match of the event. And I was really impressed with Bronson Reed.
Okay. And it's funny you mentioned the finish, because it was like this match, and I get the finish, didn't really like it. It did kind of come to an abrupt end. Bronson Reed did look good in this match, but I really think that making this a triple threat hurt the match itself, though. Like, they didn't need Bronson in this.
Mm-hmm.
Not because of Bronson. Not because of Bronson at all. Bronson is a phenomenal talent and everything, and I'm happy that he got to do his shine and get some time in there, though. But I'm not a huge fan of triple threats, and this match, they really do a lot to change my mind on it. It's just with the story and everything they had going on leading up to this match, I just thought adding Bronson Reed last minute to make it a triple threat kind of took away from it. I mean, I really wanted to see one-on-one Sammy versus Chad. I get the match itself.
Go ahead.
No,
I was just going to say real quick that I agree that the match would have been better had they made it either Zayn versus Reed or Zayn versus Gable.
Yeah. And with the storyline they've been doing with Chad and Sammy, they should have kept it one-on-one.
Yeah, it should have.
I gave the match 2.5, and when we did our predictions for it, we didn't know it was going to be a triple threat. At that time, it was a one-on-one match. And on that, the only person that picked Sami Zayn to retain the title is the First Lady herself.
Okay.
We all got it wrong.
Okay.
We all got it wrong, including Bobby. We all said Chad. She left. Man, damn, did she get a lady boner over there?
Hey, it's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. It's her.
I was excited because I was the only one that picked Sammy in that match, and majority of y'all picked Gable. I was the only one that picked Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did good there. You did good there, Grasshopper.
Yes, absolutely.
Now we're gonna move on to the Queen of the Ring match, and we're gonna kick this off with the Queen herself, though. So we got Nia Jax taking on Laura Valkyria. So for the Queen of the Ring, the Queen of Motown's Wrestling Group, how'd you feel about this match?
First off, I want to start by saying my prediction was wrong. But the match for me was decent. I wanted Valkyria to win, but didn't happen. So I'm going to have to give this match 3.25. But the match it was decent with Nia and Valkyria.
You said 3.25?
Yes.
Okay.
3.25.
All right. Rob, what do you think of this match?
I was kind of conflicted on this one. I wanted to give it a higher rating because they got the psychology right. Big versus little match, and Valkyria did a great job in that regard, and Naya shut her down at the proper times. It's just that for some reason, WWE seems to want like every big versus little match to have as slow of a pace as possible. And the pacing on this match really hurt. And there's something about that I'll mention later when we get to it. But for whatever reason, WWE feels the need to slow every big versus little match down to a crawl. And even when they get the psychology right, it kind of hurts the performance. So this match wasn't bad. It was a hell of a lot better than the opener, but the pacing just kind of drug it down for me because Valkyria should have had more hope spots. She should have had, and they should have been explosive too. When Naya was in control, it should be slow. When Valkyria gets her hope spots, it should be fast, 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 fast. They didn't do that, and when Nyla was in the driver's seat, when Naya was in the driver's seat, it was really slow. So I had to put this match down at 2 3/4, 2.75. It was a hell of a lot better than Becky versus Liv, but it was just too slow.
All right. Ooh, this is gonna be scary. Marcus, what do you think?
Okay, this might be a first and only time this will ever happen on this show. And first, I complimented Jade Cargill's wrestling. Now I'm going to compliment Naya. I gave this match a 3. I agree with Rob. This match went exactly the way it should have went. Naya looked dominant, and Valkyria worked from underneath, the sympathetic baby face, and trying to come back and overcome the big size difference. I didn't notice any botches from Nia Jax for once. I don't remember the last time I could say that shit. So I give her I give her a plus for that. And that ending, that you know what? I had to watch this ending again because I automatically assumed that Nia fucked up and slipped and fell on Valkyria. But then when I rewound them, I'm like, oh no, that was a planned spot. That was a nice ending. And I give Valkyria props because I ain't letting all that ass fall on my chest like that coming off the air.
Thank you for joining us.
I'm not taking that spot. No, hell no. You ain't bumping me like that. I like breathing. So I give her props for taking that bump. But yeah, the match went the way it should. And I think we know she's going to pick Bayley. She's going to pick Bayley based on what we saw on SmackDown. That's the way they're going with this. But this was about one of the only good Nia Jax matches I could ever remember seeing. So I'm going to give it a 3.
Okay. I was nervous. I know how you feel about Nia, but damn. I got to admit, to the rating itself, I gave it a 3 myself.
Yeah.
Exact same reasons. Like, what everything Marcus said is what I was going to say. But I tell you one thing, just like Marcus, I mean, y'all know how I like my women. I ain't taking that spot for Nia Jax either.
Hell no,
But if AJ Lee wouldn't jump off that ropes, I have tongue out and everything waiting for that motherfucker.
About 150-pound difference. Hell yeah, I would.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Oh my God.
And you might be being generous too, to be honest with you.
Real.
All right. And as far as
ass weighs about as much as AJ Lee.
Yeah, you're right.
Man.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. The Bootylicious edition.
I'll be face up, tongue out, just waiting there for AJ to land.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
Oh, sorry, Mom. Sorry, Mom.
Oh. Next.
Apparently, Mom. I'm not sure she watched it or just heard me.
Oh, dear God.
But yeah, we definitely got to move on now. All right, real quick before we move on, though, just want to point out, me and Bobby got this right. Even though I had EO in the finals against Nia Jackson, but me and Bobby got it right. Time was close. She at least had Lara Valkyrie in the finals. Bottom row, yeah, y'all went with EO and Bianca Belair. So moving on to the men's King of the Ring. We had Gunther versus main event Jey Uso. And we're going to kick this one off with Rob.
Oh, you mean Randy Orton, don't you?
Oh, shit. Randy Orton, yeah. I'm sorry. That was a premature yeet.
Well, see, you got me thinking that I was reviewing the wrong match. Holy crap.
My bad.
No, it's fine. Okay, you guys are probably going to look at me funny when I do this rating, but I gave this a 3.25. The reason being, and this was why I brought this up earlier, the pace of this match brought it down a notch for me. I would have rated it much higher had it not been for the fact that I think these guys were told to tone everything down. They were told to work at a more monotonous pace. Now, Bobby likes to talk about fundamentals in matches here. I think that Orton and Walter were working too fundamental a match here. They were being a little bit too technical. And I think they were told to be too technical, because if Walter really busted loose with those chops, and if Orton really tried to work over Walter, they probably would have outshined the main event. And I think that they worked at a more deliberate pace in order to avoid that. Despite that, the match was damn good. Orton and Walter put on a damn good match, even and a fundamentally sound match, and a great psychological match, to be sure, but it could have been so much more physically intense. It could have had a much faster pace, and I think that hurt it, and I think they did that on purpose in order to get the main event over. And so, as much as it hurt me too, I had to only give this match 3.25.
All right, next up, Ty.
Okay, I'm gonna give this match a 3.25. I mean, the match would have been better if they added a little bit more momentum, but the momentum they had in the match was pretty decent. So, 3.25.
All right, Marcus. What do you think?
Wow, we 3 for 3. I also gave it 3.25. I didn't have a problem with the pace, because Gunther always seems to work a slow, methodical pace in his matches. To me, it's just, for me, what kind of bugged me with the match is, I don't know if the commentator table was supposed to be gimmicks or not, but they kept going back to that damn spot. It's like, would the damn table break already or what? I mean, it's like Orton was like, I'm gonna break. Okay, you didn't break it. Now I'm gonna break it again. Then Gunther said, well, fuck it. If you ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna break it. Then he did it. Then Randy Orton was like, okay, I'm gonna give it one more try. And then I'm gonna try to break it. And the damn thing wouldn't break. It's like, move on. Shit. I don't know if it was if it wasn't supposed to be gimmick, then I don't know why they keep doing that same damn spot 4 times in one match. I don't know. But that was just one thing that kind of irked me about the match. But other than that, though, I mean, those two did a pretty good match as far as I'm concerned. I could have used a little bit more physicality, especially from Orton, but overall I thought it was a decent match. And we all know clearly they're going somewhere with this match again at some point. So I guess we just gotta wait to see what happens. But 3.25.
All right. Well, I'm about to break this shit up because I definitely did not give it a 3.25. I gave this a 4.425. I really enjoyed this match. And I'm a little biased because I love both guys. I mean, everybody know I'm a huge RKO fan. Mm-hmm. I'm a big Gunther fan, so it's just like this was my dream finals for the King of the Ring. But and I just thought, I mean, the slow methodical pace, that's something both guys do, though. So I didn't expect anything less from either one of these guys, because both of these guys do that. Gunther's the master of it, and Orton is just like a ring tactician, just that slow methodical. And I just thought it really fit both of their styles. I love the way Orton was selling for Gunther and everything. Orton made me feel like he was legit hurt. I mean, I don't know for sure if he is or not, but I got a feeling it was storyline. It kept him looking strong. The screwy finish at the end with his shoulder not being down when he pinned him. And it's kind of funny because I was watching my mom, and the first thing my mom said was like, no, his shoulders were up.
Shoulders were up.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
And I wasn't sure if that was a botch or not until they addressed it. So when they brought it up, when Corey Graves said, hey, let me see that again, I'm like, okay, they going somewhere with this. Like Marcus said, they're going to run this shit back, though. So, and sign me up for it. I can't wait to see this shit again. But them trying to break that table, I'm not sure. Now, I know Ty never been in this position because she's not a man. But, it just kind of reminded me of, I got to talk a little lower because my mom's in the other room. But it kind of reminded me of those times where you have that woman, she's getting right there, but you can't quite get across the finish line. No matter, you tried, and that bitch just won't come. That's what that table spot was on the announce table side. That's exactly what that was. Eric, you can't quite get it.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus, the Setting the Table edition. Oh, dear God.
Man,
unbelievable.
All right.
Oh, but I would like to say something, though, Motown. If it had not been for the critiques that I had of this match, I would have given it the same rating you did. If it had just been a little bit faster, and if it had been a little bit more brutal of a match, despite the table spot, which Marcus is right, that was gratuitous. But if not for those little things, this match would have gotten a 4.25 out of me. So okay. you're making the right call. It's just I'm being a little bit more nitpicky, I guess. But the psychology of the match was excellent. I will give you that.
Okay. And for this match, Rob and Ty, you guys had Uso and Tonga in the finals. So me and Marcus, we got that right. You two did not. But that's okay.
I am not doing very well with WWE predictions lately.
Yeah, but you're gonna. Yeah. But you were knocking out the park on when we get to our predictions for Double or Nothing, though. So.
Well, let's hope so.
And for the final matchup, and this is a disclaimer, though, Rob, all four of us got this right. Only person that missed this match was Bobby. That's probably why he's not here right now.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
I know, yeah. But Mastermind's got a lot of work to do, but
that's gonna be my test to see if he watches his own replay and everything. If I hear his mouth at home,
it'll be fine. Actually, I was on the verge of saying exactly what he said. I'm in this instance, I was glad he was wrong. And to be fair, Bobby is the one person on this panel who is the most down with Logan Paul. So there you go.
I'm there too, but not quite that far there. But we had Cody Rhodes defending his World Heavyweight Championship in a champion versus champion winner take off. Not really. I changed my mind. My shit ain't gonna be on the line, just your shit. Logan Paul. Ron, go ahead and kick this one off.
Okay. I gave this match a solid 3.5.
Okay.
It was good for what it was. Again, I have certain issues with Logan Paul, but those issues were negated by the fact that Cody is able to call a good match in the ring, and he has the skill to get a good match out of practically anybody. So, and the angle that they played, even though it was overplayed, it worked. All the issues with the brass knuckles, I could have lived without, but I understand that they're trying to make Logan Paul out to be a despicable heel in that fashion, rather than making him the heel because he's a YouTuber and he hasn't earned his spot. And Cody tried to make that an issue in the interviews, but it really didn't stick because he showed too much respect for the guy in kayfabe terms. I understand that he probably respects him in real life too, but all of the stupid crap with trying to hawk Pride energy drinks during the match, that was just kind of like a 6-inch splinter in my finger. Just annoying as hell. But other than those things, it was a pretty decent match. It was like third on the totem pole for matches during the night, but all in all, being a Logan Paul match, it was surprisingly good, so I gave it 3.5.
All right, I'm gonna follow you up on this one because this was my match of the night. This was my favorite match of the night. And if you guys remember, my tapped out moment a few weeks back was them announcing this match. And it wasn't because of Logan Paul in-ring. It was just, I did not believe that Logan Paul was going to win. I just thought it was lazy booking. You're trying to keep him an ultimate babyface, so you book him against a heel that you know he's going to beat. I didn't like the booking of it. And I didn't have high expectation on the match, to be honest with you, either. But I was pleasantly surprised. Agree with you, Rob. The Prime Energy drink was a little overkill. And another thing I kind of agree with you on was the overkill with the brass nuts. But it wasn't overkill from the participants in the match. I was sick and fucking tired of Michael Cole whining, bitch. You promised you wouldn't do it. Fuck you, Michael Cole.
You signed a pre-nut agreement.
Yeah.
I wanted to slap the crap out of him for that. That was so lame.
Michael Cole annoyed the fuck out of me in this match. Like, you could have taken him out completely, and it would have been a lot more enjoyable. And I don't think it would have. I mean, it would have made an impact that it needed. But his commentary just was, that was the overkill that they had. But overall, though, Cody, more respect for him. I'm still sick of his story. I am. I'm ready to move on from it. I miss Roman Reigns. But Cody showed that he is a ring general. Logan Paul has not, I think his worst match has been against Miz. Outside of Miz, and those matches wasn't horrible compared to where he was at that time. Logan Paul doesn't have bad matches. And I get, like, the people he's in there with are really leading him the right way. But he's also a fucking sponge and accepting the lead, though. Like, everybody don't roll with it like he does, though. So I really give him a lot of props on that, though. I get a match of 4.5. Could have been 5-star was for Michael Cole. I mean, it really could have been. Michael Cole, oh my God, damn, nerves. Like, for real. Could not stand him in this one and his overkill on that shit. Like he forgot Logan Paul's a goddamn heel. Like, when in the history of era have we had an honest heel?
Bad News Brown.
Touché.
Honest heel. He really believed what he was saying.
Yes, you're absolutely right on that, Rob. When in the last 20 years?
No, okay, yeah.
Ty, what was your take on that?
I give this match a 2.
Oh wow.
And I ain't gonna sugarcoat this shit. First lady ain't gonna sugarcoat this. The match would have been a lot better if the brass knuckles wasn't used so much.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if Logan Paul would have used the brass knuckles occasionally, that the match would have been better. But the brass knuckles were overkill. Promoting his prime energy drinks, to which I probably would not drink, also an overkill. But the biggest overkill was Michael Cole sounding like a whiny, bitchy, nagging ass girlfriend. Commentary wise, for Corey Graves, then it would have been better.
He did sound like the one. Yeah, you weren't gonna see her no more.
Look, I was like, look, Michael Cole, you knew what, like, Michael Cole nagging is like a marriage. You knew what you were getting yourself into from the beginning. Stop nagging and just suck it up. Just suck it up.
Exactly.
Showing respect, like Cody, as for Cody showing respect for Logan, if Cody and Logan are feuding, I wouldn't show respect for him kayfabe wise. But I do get that Logan Paul is trying to be a dirty douchebag heel wrestling wise. But the brass knuckles, the promotion of his energy drinks, and Michael Cole's constant whining and bitching and nagging was overkill. I give it a 2.
Okay. Marcus, what's your take?
This was my match of the night, but I would have given it a 3.25. I mean, I would have given it a 3.5, but I had to take down a little bit because, as you all have already said, Michael Cole's commentating was going to be my tap out. If he had just stuck to the pay-per-view, but there was something else more egregious this week that we'll get to later. That's going to be my tap out. But my thing was the brass knucks didn't even need to be a part of this match. The whole thing. I mean, this is your world champion against your U.S. champion. I mean, that in itself could have been the story. They didn't need to introduce the brass knucks. If he could have, I mean, because they did that last. They did that for the triple threat for the last pay-per-view. So we already know that Logan Paul is known for using brass knucks. So they didn't need to beat that point home. Secondly, Logan Paul is growing on me. I thought his selling in this match was great. I mean, he really, in my opinion, sold for Cody really, really well. I mean, he really looked like he was getting fucked up by Cody. I mean, I thought it was good. I thought that the prime energy drink overkill didn't bother me. I think that adds to his heel character. I mean, I would expect somebody like Logan Cole to hawk his drink down your throat. I think that adds to his him being a heel. To me, so I thought this actually fit, to me. But he's actually growing on me as being the little shit grinning, shit eating, bitch ass heel. He's growing. He's growing on me. I'm actually. I was with you at first, Rob, but he's starting. I'm kind of swaying in the other direction on Logan Paul. I mean, I thought, I mean, to me, I think he may do the best frog splash in the sport right now. I mean, his frog splashes, he has them down. I mean, he's almost as good as. I mean, he really has nailed that move. So,
Well, like I've said before, my problem with Logan Paul has very little to do with his in-ring skill. It's undeniable that he's been trained well. And, all props to Rip Rogers, who Bobby has praised for training the man. that's not my problem. My problem is that he has gotten way too much, way too soon, and it's because of his position in life, not because of how fast he picked anything up. So,
I mean, I was with you at first, but I can't deny that he's earning it. I can't deny
his position,
good.
I think, definitely got him there, but his ability is keeping him there.
Exactly. I mean, he was handed the silver spoon, no question about it. But again, I mean, we can't deny that the man is a good worker. I mean, it's hard for me to say it. It really is, but I can't deny what I see.
believe me, I would like to give every Logan Paul match a 1.5 stars, but I gave this 3.5 because
I was impressed, right?
Well, like they said, like they said in the build up to the match, it was undeniable. This was an undeniably decent match. Could it have been a lot better? Hell yes. Did it have problems? Absolutely, but it didn't suck.
Yeah, but that's my score, 3.25.
Okay. And I will say this too, though. When it comes to Logan Paul, I mean, it's just the fact that, like, I mean, just like I said earlier, like, his ability is keeping him there. You only got a handful of people that draw heat like him.
Mm-hmm.
Dominic draws more heat. They're close to each other right now, but with Dominic turn on Rhea, Dominic was skyrocketing over Logan, but Logan's up there with him. That's part I had with the booking, though, because it's like I think they're really trying to keep people on Cody's side, and the heat that he draws was the big reason why they put him in that position. That is my opinion, though.
All right.
Now, and before we move on, and of course, I'm assuming because I'm in charge this week, kind of, sort of. Next week, Bobby will be back, so I'm assuming we're gonna like do a pay-per-view versus pay-per-view comparison. We have 5 matches on here. AEW got like goddamn 50 matches. They got more title matches. They have more title matches than WWE had matches. But it'd be the top. But I'm assuming we're gonna do the top 5 matches from tonight against the WWE pay-per-view on overall best show. But for us, our match of the night was actually Gunther versus Randy Orton. For the panel, that was our highest rate. But now we're gonna move on to Double or Nothing. This card is coming on tonight. I'm gonna have to catch the replay. I'm in Chicago right now. I'm gonna be watching some basketball with Mom, and sometimes the way I watch it is best to watch it on replay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But I will be catching this though. But we got a stack card here. We definitely got a stack card here. We're gonna go through and give our predictions, and we're only doing predictions for the actual show. We're not doing the pre-show predictions.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Our first match that I have on here, based on Wikipedia, is a barbed wire steel cage match for the the TNT Championship. God, wouldn't it be nice if we had a TNA Championship match on a pay-per-view? That would be even better. But
we already did that though for AEW. They had the TNA and Impact titles on their show on Rampage.
Yeah. I wish they would still like doing more stuff with TNA, just so I can get more eyes, get my eyes on it more though. I'm starting to feel like I kind of getting that itch to watch TNA more though, but it's just not readily available to me though.
No, but Tony, don't. It's
no. Okay, cool. Thank you, Marcus.
Yeah.
Me and you, we pretty much the same though. So if you say then we'll stick with that. Cool.
Yeah.
But this match, Adam Copeland versus Malachi Black in a barbed wire. We're gonna just have a shitload of blood, old school Dusty Rhodes style versus Tully Blanchard. Malachi Black versus Edge. Fuck you, WWE. I'm still calling him Edge. All right, Rob. Who you got on this one?
Okay, I am saying Malachi Black takes this. It may end up being like some of the harshest hardcore on the show, and I'm hoping that's the case because this is where it belongs. Barbed wire, steel cage, doing stuff that WWE can't do because they are a corporate, publicly traded institution, and they just can't do blood the way that AEW can do blood. I'm looking forward to this thing. I'm thinking Malachi Black, new champ.
All right, Ty, who you got here?
Whew. I'm gonna have to go with Adam Cole retaining.
Okay. AKA Edge. Hey, he's gonna be the radar superstar. He's Edge. Marcus, who you got?
I'm going with Adam Copeland as well. I think his booking has been kind of fucked up since he's got here. I mean, he's definitely didn't come in with his star power has definitely been reduced, like damn near everybody else that come to AEW. And plus, Malachi Black is being forced to stay because they're adding them to his contract due to the time that he's missed. So they definitely not gonna make him look good as he wants to get the fuck out of here. He's made that be known. So I'm going with Edge on this.
All right, I got Edge as well. I mean, I like how they're trying to build him up. I do agree with you, Marcus. Like he could be on his way out. I mean, some they get it right with some, they don't get it right with others. I mean, everybody thought that like WWE used him the wrong way though, but we are gonna see him back in WWE at some point though. So, but I do like how they build him up. I do like all the stuff. I mean, you know me. Damn, I'm about to call you Adam. You know me, Rob. I like the story. I like the build and everything to the shit and everything. Like, get me emotionally invested into these matches and give me a good match. Ultimately, that's what I love, and I like how they kind of built this up. But ultimately, you know, yeah, they're going to give it to Edge, and I do agree with Marcus. I'm not 100% happy with how they've been booking them, but I think this is a step in the right direction, though. Like, I think they, I think they got this one right. I really do.
Well, as far as the Malachi Black issue goes, and as far as it's true, AEW didn't use him in as prominent a role as they should have, and you could say that for a lot of their talent. WWE and AEW have equal but opposite problems. When WWE has somebody hot, they exploit them, but then they throw them away because they're not part of the plan. They won't change the plan to fit. Yeah. But on the AEW front, they start off somebody as part of the plan. Well, okay, they bring in somebody that's really hot. They will, but they won't use them as part of their full. They'll use them as who they should be and at their full potential, but then they don't have a good enough plan to follow through with it. And that's a booking issue, again, as we've been saying. So, you know, equal but opposite problems on both sides here. I'm hoping Malachi Black wins the title because that would indicate that he may resign. But and I would like to see those issues resolved. But Marcus does have a point in that he may be leaving soon, so that may get Copeland to win the title, but I think Malachi Black may have, if not a short run, then you know, it may be incentive for him to stay. I hope.
Okay, our next match, it is for the AEW International Championship, one of many titles that AEW have. We got more title matches here, Rob, than we had in the last pay-per-view.
I
We got Roderick Strong defending his title against arguably my favorite wrestler right now, Will Ospreay. And that could be a little spoiler. who I'm picking, but we're gonna kick this one off with Ty. Who you got on this one?
Whew. As much as I want Roderick Strong to win, I'm gonna have to go with Will Ospreay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
The aerial.
good pick. Marcus, who you got?
And I'm predicting this will probably be the match of the night, but I'm definitely going with Ospreay.
Okay. What about you, Rob? Who you got?
I have Ospreay as well. I think that Roderick Strong is a transition champion. I don't think they wanted Ospreay to beat Cassidy for the championship, they really didn't follow through with the feud that I thought they were going to do with Strong and Cole versus MJF, because MJF is timeout for injury. So I would suspect that Strong is going to drop the title tonight just so that Ospreay can represent it and they can do like different things with him breaking up with Callis. So I'm going with Ospreay.
It's funny you mentioned Cole. I really thought they was gonna do some shit with Roger Strong and Kyle Fletcher. Now that Kyle Fletcher's back, I mean, them two got history and everything together. I mean, that was really the match I expected on this card.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a clean sweep. It's definitely Ospreay, and I got Ospreay for two reasons. Number one, the obvious. He is the best goddamn wrestler in the world right now. I'm sorry, Bryan Danielson. I got Ospreay ahead of you. And it's been years since I had somebody above Bryan Danielson as being the best wrestler in that ring.
Well, Ospreay just beat Danielson in a hell of a match, so that's a legit point to have.
And as much as I criticize AEW, and a lot of my criticism is how they build matches and build pay-per-views and all that stuff and everything, but goddamn, fucking Will Ospreay, fucking Bryan Danielson, fucking Swerve Strickland, the talent they have, they should be doing so much goddamn better. They got guys that can go. But the only reason I got Will Ospreay in this match is that it's the international title. Who's more international AEW as far as name recognition worldwide that could fucking go than Will Ospreay? That title is made for him. And you can honestly keep him out the world title picture and keep him relevant with that title. We know he's going to be a world champion at some point. He definitely deserves to be a world champion at some point, but you don't have to rush the shit because his international presence and that international title. And he's going to be the longest reigning international champion, in my opinion.
Maybe. It depends on what they've got planned for Wimbledon.
He ain't beating Orange Cassidy.
Are you talking about for a long title reign or for like in the ring?
He ain't beating Tony's butt, buddy. No.
Well, if they did book Cassidy to beat Ospreay, that would be a huge mistake. I will admit that. That would be a huge mistake.
I might stop watching at that point, to be honest with you.
Well, I wouldn't stop watching, but I would definitely not have any more hope for the booking improving, which I do at the moment.
No, and you really should, though, because, I mean, as much as we criticize AEW, I think they're going in the right direction. I do like how they're building up. I like the build to this pay-per-view. I'll be honest with you. I do. I have more hope for this one than a lot of other ones. Our next match, Trent Beretta versus Orange Cassidy. We're going to kick this one off of Marcus.
You know, I was considering making this my I don't give a fuck match, but I got a feeling it's going to be some other ones coming up. I can't remember the whole card, so I guess I'll go with Butt Boy. Tony's Butt Boy. I'll go with that one.
I mean, God, All right. Ty, who you got? Butt Boy or Trent?
I'm going with Brian Danielson's cool doppelganger because he needs to get his lick back. I ain't trying to be funny. I'm being serious because ever since Trent has turned on Chucky T and Orange Cassidy, I think this is Orange Cassidy's time to revenge on Trent. So I'm picking Orange Cassidy. He needs to get his look back.
Going with Butt Buddy. Cool.
Lord, geez, fix it, Jesus.
Oh, that Hershey Highway.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus.
Dude, that one has a 12, Rob. I don't know if I missed one or two.
Yeah, I've got 12.
Okay, cool. Oh, cool. All right. I'm going to go next on this one, though, just because I'm going to let Rob go last on this match.
Okay.
I'm actually taking Trent Beretta.
Mm.
And here's why. He needs it more. He definitely needs this more. I think they have something here with this feud. And in my opinion, what you have here with this feud, you would kill with an Orange Cassidy win. Orange Cassidy's going to be over no matter what. Trent needs this. He really, really needs this. And a Trent Beretta win could keep this shit going. And that's why I'm picking Trent Beretta. But my heart of hearts think Orange Cassidy's going to win. But God, Tony Khan, please save me. Book Trent to win. Rob, who you got?
You know, Motown, I could not have said it any better myself. I am picking Trent Beretta to win this, not only because he needs it, but because Trent Beretta has needed to be a heel for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
To me, he is the only serious guy in the whole Best Friends faction. And for the longest time, I have wanted him to get fed the hell up with the whole situation, beat the crap out of his best friends, and elevate himself. You're right. They've got something with the feud here. And Orange Cassidy pulling out a win here tonight might kill it. But what really needs to happen is for Beretta to get a really slimy win tonight and either injure Cassidy or have a couple of his own new buddies run in, whoever that might be, and beat the holy hell out of Orange in order to set up a faction feud. Or just Orange against the world. And like reverse the best friends dynamic. Either way, Beretta should go over here.
And just so you two know, I feel a lot more confident in my pick because this is AEW and Rob picked the same thing. So I feel even stronger with my pick now.
Yeah, put all the pressure on me. Now if Cassidy wins, you're going to look at me like a tool.
Oh, you know I'm gonna turn on you so fucking fast. I'm a turn. It's gonna be a Big Show turn. That's how quick that turn is gonna come.
Paul Orndorff. You're gonna pull an Orndorff on me. Yeah. You'll
Okay.
raise my hand and then you'll clothesline the crap out of me.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Our next match is a Unified Trios Championship match. The Bang Bang Gang taking on Death Triangle. Death Triangle featuring Pac, Ray Phoenix, and Zero Mero Penta. And we're going to kick this one off with Ty. Who you got on this one?
Death Triangle.
Yes.
Death Triangle.
Okay. Good pick. All right, Rob, who you got here?
I actually have the same thing. I mean, Pac and the Lucha Brothers are probably the best trios team that they have in terms of likability and getting themselves over. And even though the belts were specifically made for the Elite, Pac, Penta, and Phoenix make those titles look good. That's why they're former champions, and that's why and plus bringing all three of them back together should not be just a novelty act, especially since they need to move Jay White up into the singles ranks and get him the hell away from the Bang Bang Gang, especially since the Bullet Club Gold was a lot better, in my opinion. I thought that the tag team with him and Robinson was a lot better than White and the Guns. So Switchblade needs to move up, and the Death Triangle needs to be reestablished. So I would give the title to Pac and the gang.
I'm gonna go before Marcus. I hope I don't sell Marcus thunder on here, but I want to piggyback on what Rob was saying though. And I don't think you had to break up the Bang Bang Gang, but I really do think Jay White need a singles run, and and the Guns need to do a tag run though. So, and whether the tag run is in AEW or ROH, you can still have them as a faction, but they don't all need to be in a trios. I'm definitely picking Death Triangle. Definitely picking Death Triangle. Fucking love them. Love that trio. Been a huge fan of Pac since he left WWE. Granted, I loved him in NXT too, though, but he got called
They screwed him up.
Dropped the goddamn ball with him. And kick that motherfucker across the street. Like, run over there and get it.
Yeah.
Ray Phoenix, phenomenal talent, but I love Pentagon. Like, that's my fucking dude, man. So I definitely want to see Death Triangle win. And I do think the Bang Bang Gang don't need to split up, but singles for Jay White, it's that time. He's too talented to be lost in the trios. The trios did his job because the Guns are a legit tag team. The Guns have developed. We can actually talk about the Guns later, one of our subjects. But AEW has done a great job with the Guns. That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler for later on. Marcus, who you got on this one?
Man, it's amazing how much you guys make sense. Which is why you changed my mind, because that shit made so much sense. And this is Tony Khan booking. I will fucking guarantee right now the stupid ass Bang Bang Gang is coming out with belts. I you all changed my mind listening to you. Y'all changed my mind. All that shit made too much sense. That is a fucking spoiler. It is happening. Like Charles Barkley said, guarantee it's happening. They are winning. They are keeping them belts. Guarantee.
Okay, so I did Marcus a favor going before him.
You all change.
Oh shit. Oh, that's just funny.
Yeah.
All right. Our next match. And if I was home, I'd bring my belt up right now, but I didn't bring the belt with me to Chicago. But y'all know my baby. It's the FTW Championship belt. A belt that I rock on this motherfucker proudly. Chris Jericho is defending his title against Hook and Shibata. It's an FTW Championship. Jericho is the FTW champion. And so it should be no surprise who's going first. Ty. As you give this picture of Jericho wearing that belt and nothing else. Who you got in this match?
Oh, God. Yeah. Shibata. I'm sorry. But my other boo Jericho gonna bust both y'all asses. I got Jericho retain. Y'all know I can't go against my other boo like that, but Hook, Shibata, my other boo's getting his lick back.
How you feeling over there? Thinking about taking your boo later on.
Oh my god. I'm excited like a spoiled 16-year-old getting her first Maserati at her sweet 16 party as a birthday gift. That's how excited I'm feeling.
I thought that Sweet 16 was gonna get her other but
And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. See, Ty tried to make it clean, and you
really did.
us, Tony. Damn it!
I made it clean, and Tony corrupted it.
Yeah.
Oh, don't act like there's not a lady boner over there right now. Don't even try to pretend because we lied.
Oh.
Hey, there is a lady boner going.
I knew it.
And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Forbidden Subjects Edition this week. Lord.
We got Ty on the board for the thank you though. So
Yes, we do.
all right, Rob. All right, Rob. Who you got on this match?
Okay. I was on the fence on this one because there are several different ways it can go, and every time I see Shibata, I get into him more because he has this hard-edged psychology, and he does the Japanese strong style right. And no matter, I really enjoy Jericho as a heel much more as a face because he can piss people off a whole lot easier and quicker than anyone in the business, except for maybe Dominic Mysterio, because that comes naturally. He doesn't have to try. But I have to give this to Hook, because AEW is trying to push Hook up the card, and the best way for him to do that is to get a clean as a whistle win over a Hall of Famer and a hard-ass Japanese professional. So I'm thinking Hook takes the belt back, and he will be three-time FTW World Champion.
Okay. And Marcus.
You know what?
This is hard, ain't it?
You know what, Ty? I hope you don't block my posts moving forward in the group. But I'm going with Jericho to suck the life, the suck the life out of another young talent tree that he's done. Let's see MJF. Let's see Claudio. Let's see, or the list goes on and on. So now you can add Hook to that list. He's going to suck the life out of Hook's push, and he's retaining that "Who Gives a Fuck the World" title. He's absolutely keeping that shit. It's a new gimmick, so there's no way he's losing already to this up and coming talent. And that's another guarantee. He's absolutely winning this shit, and to get himself over and nobody else. So I am going with Jericho on this shit.
All right, my pick. I'm so happy I went after you, Marcus, because you picked her boo and you might get blocked. I was worried about going against her boo and getting blocked, but goddamn, you definitely getting blocked before me, and I'm not picking Chris Jericho.
Oh, good Lord.
With the triple threat.
Jericho is my other boo, to clarify.
Okay.
Y'all know that.
But,
and no, Marcus, I will not block your post after you pick my other boo, Jericho.
Yeah, okay. Is this on paper recorded?
Oh,
all right, but for this match, though, this kind of reminds me of the Intercontinental triple threat Sabata's tremendous talent. No doubt about it. He could definitely go. He's not needed here. He's not. This did not need to be a triple threat. This should have been one-on-one, Hook versus Jericho. But triple threat, one-on-one, God, Marcus brings us some good points. And I could be wrong with my pick, but I'm picking Hook here. But Marcus got me second guessing my pick.
Telling you.
But I'm sticking with Hook to win this, though, because I have the FTW title. Jericho's name is not on mine, and damn it, it should be on that one. So I'm sorry, Ty. I'm going Hook. Our next match. Jon Moxley versus. Help me out with this, Rob. What the fuck's this guy's name?
Takeshka.
Takeshka, yes. Rob,
Not
who you got?
ketchup, Takeshka. And I am picking Moxley in this match because he's the IWGP World Champion. He has got a lot of momentum right now, and Takeshka has already been a star in New Japan, and that's why they're bringing him in on this match to kind of to give the rub to New Japan, to feature them prominently on this card so that the title and Moxley can be elevated. But I'm picking Moxley to skin this one out, and I think this might be one of the best matches of the night.
No, this definitely had potential to be. Like you said, like Moxley is the champion, and Takeshka, whatever his name is, got to beat him to get a title shot, which I think is kind of stupid at pay-per-view. I really do.
It wasn't announced as a title match, but I don't know if that's
no, it's not a title match. It's for a shot at the title.
Oh, it's one of those championship eliminator things.
Yeah, so he's got to win this match to get a title shot. And I'm looking forward to this match. I agree with you, Rob. Definitely looking forward. I might as well go next. Sorry, Marcus. But I definitely agree with you. This is going to be a phenomenal match. I don't agree with how they booking it with it's not a title match. He's got to beat the champion to get a title match. You don't do that at a pay-per-view.
No,
I'm like, but I think it's going to be a good match. Part of me thinks that Moxley's going to lose because it's not a title match, but I just don't see that. I'm picking Mox on this. Marcus, who you got?
Well, like Orange Cassidy is Tony Khan's butt buddy, I think Tony Khan is Jon Moxley's butt buddy. You've seen through his run here at AEW. So with that being said, there's no fucking way. Another Garen goddamn T is not winning this belt. That Moxley is winning this. That Moxley is going to continue to be booked more important than their world champion. It's going to continue to happen. It's unfucking believable to me how they're booking Jon Moxley. But with that being said, guarantee he's retaining this belt.
I mean, Orange Cassidy might be the butt buddy, but goddamn, Jon Moxley is looking at Hershey Highway.
Man, no. He's brand. He bulldozed the fucking Tony Khan.
God damn.
It's like they in jail for real.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus, the locked up edition. Oh dear God.
If Moxley
I got a question for you though. And this is going to lead to another one. And before I go, let me throw this up there. How the fuck you double penetrate somebody's ass by yourself? Because that's what Jon Moxley's doing. He double penetrate Tony Khan alone.
Oh my God.
Starts out.
Okay, let me start by saying thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. I think that is the most disgusting thing you have ever said on this program, and that goes a long damn way.
It does.
Especially considering Vince McMahon and the mileage we have gotten out of that whole thing. But
it don't give a shit. It don't get shittier than Vince McMahon.
No, you talk about
no,
mileage.
it doesn't.
The mileage that Tony John Musty got on Tony Khan's head is about mileage.
Thank you for trying.
Man.
Oh my God. First of all, aside from the grossness of that question, I understand that all of everyone on the panel dislikes the fact that the Elite and the Elite Friends get special treatment in AEW. I get that. I agree with it. And it does bother me as much as it bothers everyone else here. However, Jon Moxley, to my mind, is a legitimate talent. And I know that...
No, I agree with you on that.
Bobby would rake me across the coals for saying that here, because he has grown a very decided distaste for Jon Moxley. But even if he's getting special treatment, which I'm sure he is to some capacity, Moxley is a legit guy, a legit champion, and the fact that he's making part of his name in New Japan, I think, is a wonderful thing. So I don't think they're booking him to be more important than Swerve Strickland, at least not right now.
Come on. They're booking Swerve horribly right now. Come on. Jon Moxley is being booked way better than Swerve right now.
Yeah.
Come on, Rob. You watch AEW. Come on. You tell me you don't see that?
I don't. I see them on equal footing.
But that's my point. He's the world champion. They shouldn't be. That's my point.
I can't say that Swerve looks bad as champion. He's looked great as champion, and the match that he's got with Christian is going to make him look even better.
Rob, the world champion just had a competitive match with an 18-year-old. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, but look at the 18-year-old.
Rob, this is your world fucking champion. That should have been a squash.
Oh,
it should have been a squash, Rob.
AEW doesn't do squashes, at least not in the traditional sense.
They do. Wardlow squash MJF. They do squashes.
But they don't. They shouldn't do squashes.
Look at when Jay was there. They did squashes.
And they shouldn't have. My God, Swerve Strickland is a tremendous champion, and he's shown it so far.
Okay, as you say, Rob.
But
I digress.
Our last prediction is that match, and we'll touch more on that at that time. But right now, when it comes to this match, Ty, who you got?
Between Moxley and Takeshita?
Yes.
I don't see Takeshita and his MC Hammer pants winning this.
So we got a clean sweep, huh?
I'm sorry, but those pants Takeshita got on, they look like pants MC Hammer will wear. Where he got them, we give it back. Give MC Hammer his pants back, Takeshita. You ain't winning this.
Hammer
Moxley.
Hey, you can't touch this.
Oh.
But on a serious note, Mox is winning this. Takeshita, you and your MC Hammer pants, you gonna have to take the L for the night.
Wow.
All right. And our next matchup, it is for, actually, the one I'm going to do next is for the TBS Championship. We got Mercedes Moné challenging the Mastermind Bobby Rogers. Boo! Willow Nightingale. I'm going to go first on this one. You know I'm going to go first on this one because Willow Nightingale's in this match, and it's a Mastermind Boo, and he's not with us tonight. Your boo is losing. They have done a horrible job of Mercedes Moné, but they ain't gonna fucking fuck this shit up. You know why Mercedes Moné is gonna beat the dog shit of Willow Nightingale? Because this bitch is the highest paid woman wrestler ever. Ever. Never mind the fact, I can give you 5 goddamn names better than her. Never mind that fact. But the fact that Tony Khan threw a truckload of money at this bitch and got no kind of return on his investment, oh, you best believe she's getting the TBS championship. She went from main event WrestleMania for the women's world title to taking a TBS title off of Willow Nightingale for what, $5-6 million a year. God damn. But I will say this though. I have been more impressed with Willow Nightingale over the last several weeks. Her promo skills, like Marcus pointed out, has stepped up. I absolutely enjoyed her match, the Noah's Bar, whatever it was, against Sky Blue. Willow Nightingale has been impressing me. I really think this is going to be a good women's match. I really do. I think what Willow Nightingale is going to do with Mercedes Moné is going to be incredible. I am hating over the fact that she's the highest paid woman in fucking wrestling. Because I think Willow Nightingale, in all honesty, is going to carry this match. I really do. But when we talk about women, we go to the first lady. Who you got here?
I'm gonna have to go with Willow.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thought that was gonna be a sweep.
But I also want to throw in that I want to predict that either Statlander is going to turn on Willow and align with Mercedes, or Mercedes is going to go full heel at Double or Nothing.
Mercedes need to go Phil Hill. You know why, Ty? She's not a baby face. There's nothing likable about her than the fact that she's fucked.
It's going what y'all said about Jericho being a natural heel. I think Mercedes is a natural heel to me, in my opinion.
I agree.
I don't see her. I'm sorry. I don't see Miss Mercedes as a babyface. I see her as a natural, full-blown heel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of full blown, Rob, get number 18 ready. Cause Mercedes Moné is the goddamn full blown heel. That's a bitch that'll fucking full blown you in the fucking alley behind the goddamn stadium. God.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Oh my God, this edition has been raunchy. Unbelievable.
All right. Hey, Marcus, for this women's match, who you got?
Well, I kind of stole. I think Mercedes is going to win, and with Statlander turning heel and costing her the match.
Okay.
All right.
And Rob, who you got?
I have Mercedes Moné winning the belt tonight. And for basically the reasons that everyone has stated, and Ty hit it right on the money. Mercedes Moné is a natural heel and should stay that way. I wouldn't go as far as to say that she's a female MJF. She's not, but she's as close as you get in the women's division to as naturally hateable a heel as you can get. So, plus, I think that even though AEW has dropped the ball on her promotion when she was since she has debuted on AEW, they've done a slow burn with Mercedes Moné, but I think it's about to pick up. And Motown, you and Marcus both have been like talking about how marketability matters a little bit more than in-ring skill in professional wrestling, and Mercedes exemplifies that. She is not the best female wrestler in the world, but a lot of people are into her. She's very over, and that's probably one of the reasons why she's going to win this match tonight. Willow Nightingale has been a hell of an impressive wrestler and a great champion, and this match has the potential to be like one of the best female wrestling matches that AEW has put on in a long time. That being said, there's Mercedes Moné needs heat, and I think that's going to happen tonight, and I think that her marketability in AEW is going to go way up after this. They did fumble the ball with her, but I think they've just picked it up tonight.
I honestly hope you're right, Rob, because it's like for two reasons. Number one, and I hope she didn't say what she said that what we saw in the wrestling group. I know I posted, somebody else did, but for her to think she's the greatest woman wrestler ever.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like you got a little LeBron James syndrome going right now.
Okay. Imagine.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
but
there's a little Caitlin Clark hype in there, I think.
But it was a post, so I'm hoping that was just like clickbait, and she really didn't say it. Somebody threw it out there. But I think she does need this to kind of reinvent herself and everything, though. To like get back on track and everything. She gets so much heat on her. She's not fan friendly. She's really not.
No.
Fucking taking pictures over across the room and everything for $100. Bitch, you got me fucked up. But the fact that Tony Khan paid her all this money, showcase her for this money. That's all I ask.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to stick with wrestling. And I'm going to announce this match. I'm going to go grab me a Beardo, and Mark is going to take lead on this because for his love of women wrestling. No, I'm sorry. Mark is not taking lead on this. Rob is. You know Rob is taking lead on this because we got timeless Tony Storm. Timeless Tony Storm.
Oh.
And all her thickness. Rob, you gotta admit, she's thick as fuck. That's a sexy motherfucker right there. Black and white color, it don't goddamn matter, Marcus. I mean, I'm sorry, Rob. I'm so used to going to Marcus on the fucking female, but now I'm talking to you, Rob. She's thick as fuck. She's thick as fuck. Nice thickness, too. She get that thigh thickness going. That's how nice that thickness is.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. This edition.
Tony, slow your roll.
Timeless Tony Storm.
Not quite.
Not
quite
Marcus.
Slow your roll, not that much. Your roll.
Versus Serena Deeb.
Versus Serena Deeb. Rob, who you got here?
Okay. I'm going to take a minute here because we all know that I've got a lot to unpack. And apparently so does Tony Storm because we just spent 5 minutes describing how much she has to unpack. And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. I might as well get in on the act myself.
It's about time. You're the only one that have one.
I love Tony Storm, but I don't love the timeless thing. It's ridiculous. It's a waste of time, and nobody actually gets the damn joke because it's 3/4 of a century old. Regardless of that.
I get it.
Well, do you know who Norma Desmond is? Do you know the movie Sunset Boulevard?
I never seen the movie though, Rob. No, I don't. I ain't seen it.
That's my whole point. But okay, regardless of that, Serena Deeb is one of the best technicians in professional wrestling, male or female. And she has the tools to make this match great if she's the one calling it. She knows how to get around crappy gimmicks. She knows how to work a match in a way to where that's not going to matter. And I think that Serena Deeb might actually go over here, because the gimmick is getting in the way of the title. And the timeless crap is like sucking all the energy away from the championship. And quite frankly, Serena Deeb deserves a run on top after all that she's sacrificed for AEW. So I'm thinking it's going to be a great match. I'm thinking Serena Deeb wins the belt in preparation for somebody else on the roster getting it. She's probably going to get a transitional run, but Serena Deeb wins this, God willing.
All right, Marcus, who you got on this one?
This is a match that if it wasn't for that fucked up gimmick, I would actually kind of be looking forward to seeing this. Serena Deeb is one of my favorite female wrestlers, and I do think that Toni Storm is also pretty good. So I think if they don't do that stupid ass black and white shit in the middle of the match, that just could actually be a good match. So in my prediction, that should but probably won't happen, is I think Serena Deeb is going to win to set up a program with her and Mercedes Moné. So now you got your baby face and you got the heel. And whereas I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but whereas Mercedes is going to win both of those titles. So that's my prediction. Serena Deeb takes the title.
Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. Ty, who you got?
My pick is Serena. I give better punches better than Becky Lynch. It's her time. Nah, I'm serious. I'm serious about Serena Deeb throwing better punches than Becky Lynch.
Well, yeah.
Absolutely.
I gotta give it to Serena.
Okay. All right. My turn. And the only person on the panel that might know this would be Marcus. I don't know if you watch the NFL Network or not during football season. Do you?
Who, me?
Off and on.
No.
I'm the lone wolf on here. Only thing I'm listening to my wolf hat, but my lone wolf pick prediction here is Toni Storm. I'm going with the timeless one on this one. And here's why. Is Serena Deeb a better wrestler? Absolutely. Do Serena Deeb deserve the title? Absolutely. Is Serena Deeb going to sell more tickets than Toni Storm? Absolutely not. Toni Storm's the biggest star in this match. They don't keep the fucking title on her. Toni Storm all the way here. And she got a better ass. So Toni Storm for me. Rob, you check that ass out too. You check out Toni Storm's ass for Serena Deeb. Don't fucking lie to me.
Of course, I'm not dead from the waist down, but when I'm watching a professional wrestling match, I have to keep the blood here. You understand, Tony? I gotta keep the blood here.
I get that. Tony kind of don't. Look how he book his woman. You look at that ass.
And that's one reason he needs a booker. Tony Khan needs an experienced booker.
He don't have one right now. He picks his winner on ass when it comes to the women's division.
Well, that I can't deny. And thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus, the Ass Edition.
Tony, I gotta disagree with you, because Sky Blue would be the world champion. That was the case.
You're right. She should be world champion. God damn, she should be world champion.
Thank you for joining us on FTW Future Focus. Wow.
And our next match, typical AEW. I'm sorry, Rob, and I'm gonna lead off with you on this one because I'm so sick of these matches. I really am. But Anarchy in the Ring, again. We got the Elite featuring Okada, and it just blows my mind he's with them. Okada with the Counterfeit Bucks and Jungle Bitch Whack Perry versus Bryan Danielson, FTR, and subbing in for an injured, what's his name? I draw a fucking blank on his name. Darby Allin in it, though.
Yes.
And consider how much I love this match, and I don't. I'm going to go first real quick. Team AEW. I think they'd be doing the service to wrestling if they had the Elite win this. And I would be... the cherry on my Sunday in this match would be if Okada turns on the Elite and help Team AEW win. Because I hate him with them. He don't fit with them. I'm not saying the Elite is not a bad faction. Okada does not fit with them. Like, he's not believable with them. Fucking just, it pisses me off. Get rid of Okada, bring somebody else in. Bring back Hangman Adam Page. As much as we hate Hangman, I would rather for Hangman to be in this shit than Okada. Fits better. Okada does not fit in this. But I got Team AEW in this one. Marcus, who you got?
Well, since Bobby ain't here, I'm going to take the official I don't give a fuck card. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that you've got two of the best wrestlers in the world tied up in this bullshit. You're completely wasting them on this. And then you got three of the wrestlers on the Elite who just highlight in this match as tough guys who got their ass by two men. And we supposed to believe these motherfuckers are tough guys. Unbelievable. And then they gonna bring Darby back. So we know we're gonna see some stupid ass bump in this match. I mean, who cares? Seriously, who really gives a fuck?
I'll be honest with you, and I don't remember the pre-show matches though, but you could throw these motherfuckers on the pre-show and move one of those matches to the main card, and I'd be happy though, because I picked the winner, but Marcus, I really don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
I really
I
don't.
allow myself one. I don't give a fuck, and that's usually for a women's match. But I'd rather see the women's matches than this bullshit. I really would.
Yes.
I really would.
And with that being said, we're gonna go to the first lady of Most Times Wrestling Group, and I'm anointing you right now, and the first lady of the future calendar of wrestling. Pot, Ty, who you got here?
If Marcus calls this match I don't give a fuck match, I'm calling this my piss break match.
There you go. There you go.
I'm gonna call this my I don't feel like watching this match. Let me go get something to eat or something to drink match.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with Team AEW. I also want to add, I agree with Tony. Like Okada is, with the counterfeit Bucks and Jungle Bitch. He's not a good heel. I don't like him as a heel. He's more of a baby face than he is a heel. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I've been believing this the whole time, and I just didn't want to say it. So I'm in Team AEW, and I think the Rainmaker is going to turn on the counterfeit Bucks and whack Perry, because I don't like him with them. That's like that. Them put Okada in the Elite is like the blonde preppy white girl hanging out with a bunch of goth kids. It's just not believable. It ain't believable.
Okay. All right. And Rob, who you got on this shit?
Um, the panel is definitely on one side, and as much as I hate to be a killjoy, this is not going to be a clean sweep. I think that they're going to put the Elite over tonight, and I think it's going to be to deliberately piss people off. And I think that they are trying to do with this EVP's angle what they're doing with the bloodline in WWE. Not exactly the same thing. It's a mix of Bullet Club and NWO, and they're trying to be a renegade faction in a company where they have all the power. So it's a mix of different dynamics here. And you guys are right that some of it doesn't make sense. Okada being part of the group, they're trying to make him the silent enforcer because he doesn't speak English very well. Which, if you wanted Okada to be heel, you could put him with Callus's faction, and Callus could speak for him. But he's already got Takeshita, and that might be overkill in that regard. But I understand that you guys are sick of the Young Bucks, and I am too. I'm not going to defend any of their shit. But I think that as much as they're going to get their ass kicked tonight by Danielson, FTR, and Darby, I think that the Elite are going to eke it out so that they can continue this storyline for better or worse. They want to craft this narrative around these four guys in order to make this a viable arc, and for better or worse, that's what they're doing. I can't say that I agree with it wholeheartedly. I would rather see the Bucks on their own abusing power and be in the tag division so that it brings everybody up that way. But anarchy in the arena can work as long as you make it the wildest thing possible on the night. But they've already got that with Copeland versus Black. So call it ego stroking, call it lazy booking like Jim Cornette would, but they're trying to tell a story. They're trying to have a long-term story arc and narrative. Long story arc, narrative. So I'm pretty sure the Elite are going over here.
All right, before we move on to the next match, I want to say this. If this was WWE pay-per-view, I would say Rob is crazy, but it's not a WWE pay-per-view. It's an AEW pay-per-view. And with that being said, I'm changing my pick to the Elite for all the reasons that Rob just gave.
Okay, I didn't know that I was that influential, but all right.
On this year, it makes sense. So it made perfect sense to me. So I got to leave this one.
I would have preferred a different match, but
I'll be honest with you. I hope we're wrong. I hope we get this wrong. I hope AEW win, but
that would be the crowd pleaser, yeah. But they're really trying to push Perry, which I think is a huge mistake. Perry's going to stab them in the back as soon as he gets a chance, and as much as I think this match is unnecessary, they want to build this story. So, Elite.
All right, final match. Swerve Strickland, the AEW
World Champion
versus Christian Cage. We're gonna kick this off with Rob.
Okay. This has the potential to be the match of the night because Christian Cage is a wonderful professional, knows how to draw heat, knows how to put on a damn good match. and he's working with Swerve Strickland, and he has proven himself over the last 6 months to be one of the most talented guys in the wrestling industry right now. He deserves to be world champion, and I think that he is going to eke this out, and he's going to beat Christian Cage. It's too soon for Swerve to lose the belt. I think they're going to save that until Wembley. For All In London 2, I think they're going to save that until then, if not longer, because Strickland has been a good champion. I disagree with Marcus on that. I think they haven't showcased him to the fullness of his ability, but my God, what ability! The man has been a tremendous champion so far, and I think that he and Christian will tear the house down, and I think Strickland's going to retain.
I'm going to go next, and then Ty, you're after me. I give a Marcus a saying as far as how they book it or no, because it's not, because I really think it's, for Marcus, I could be wrong. And when Marcus takes his turn at the tie, he could elaborate if I'm wrong. It's not really how they book in Swerve. It's just how strong they book in Mox.
Okay.
But for this match, I agree with you, Rob. And at the earliest, it's Wembley. But that's at the earliest. I don't think he should drop it then. The work that he's been doing is phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And one thing I would say, and I'll be honest with you, looking at time and everything, we're gonna call a couple of stuff, but we're gonna touch on something else. I do like how they have done Swerve. Like, and Rob, I criticize AEW when they drop the ball and people are gonna go over there and get a better break and they don't get it. Swerve, my God, grabbed that ball and fucking ran with it. Swerve is definitely my pick. I'm going to talk more on Swerve on the next segment, but Swerve is definitely my pick on this one. I look at this like Cody versus Logan Paul. Christian is a great heel to put up against Swerve Strickland, and he's generating great heat. He's doing all this right stuff, but Swerve is not dropping the title to Christian. Marcus, who you got here?
Well, to comment what you said, Tony, that was my whole thing, Rob, is that Moxley being the IWGP title should not be as booked as strong as AEW World Champion on their TV. That's my whole point. You said yourself they're booked equal, and they should not be. Just like AEW World Champion should not be booked on New Japan's television the same. To me, if AEW is ever going to grow, they need to book their world champion to be dominant, which is why it's still a competitive match with an 18-year-old kid was a bad idea, in my opinion. But for tonight, though, I think Swerve is definitely winning, and I think it's going to be a really good match. But in my opinion, this shouldn't even be a competitive match. To me, to grow the company, Swerve should beat the shit out of Christian because he can afford to take the loss. And they should showcase Swerve as a dominant champion to grow the company. To me, that's the way I would book this match. I think Christian should get only a little bit of offense in this match, but he should go out and get his ass kicked the way he did years ago when doing one of Randy Orton's title runs. Randy Orton beat the shit out of Christian to make him look like a strong champion, and that's the way this match should be booked tonight. But it's going to be a competitive match. I think it should be good, but that's just not the way I would book it. But Swerve is definitely winning this match.
All right, before Ty go, I got to piggyback what Marcus said, though, because the problem I have with this match, and the reason why I think it's a stupid booking, is it should not be competitive, just like Marcus said. And one reason why is, like, you want to book Swerve as a strong champion. This man just said I quit to the TBS champion Edge. you can't quit to TBS champion, a mid-card champion, and then be competitive against Swerve. So I 1,000% agree with Marcus on this. 1,000% agree with him on that. What is going to happen? Wait and see.
We know it's not.
Yeah. Ty, who you got on this match?
Swerve Strickland.
Hmm.
Because I sure as hell don't see Christian Cage winning.
Okay.
Will this be my grab your popcorn, grab your drinks, edge of your seat type of match? Maybe. It depends on how well they do it. It's too soon for Swerve to drop the titles to Christian Cage. If AEW wants to book their champion, you have to book them right. You have to. Otherwise, it's gonna go to shit and it's not gonna go as planned. So I got Swerve retaining.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. It is 5 o'clock Chicago time, 6 o'clock Eastern time. I'm thinking we're going to cut out moment of the week and time out of the week, put that shit on hold, and let's address Jim Ross. Are you guys cool with that?
All right.
So, next week, it's going to be tap out moment of the last 2 weeks. Like, whatever we thought was like the biggest moment for the last couple of weeks, and whatever the biggest tap of the last couple of weeks, that'll be next week. But Jim Ross said, and it's not a verbatim quote because I couldn't find it, but I did see this before. But Jim Ross does not feel that AEW is doing a great job of building up their talent, building new talent. Like AEW legend feels this way. And I wanted us to like kind of touch on this and everything and see how we feel about this. So, and I'm gonna take lead on this because I just want to throw a few names out there, and I'm gonna let you guys roll with it though. So I'm not gonna take up a lot of time though. But when it comes to like building talent, AEW is, in my opinion, kind of going down the WWE path, which kind of scares me because I think they want to be the alternative to WWE. They want to be like them, but they're really quick to grab that talent, and it feels like they're like them now. And when it came to like Jim Ross's comments, a lot of people brought up a lot of names that had developed. One of them was Britt Baker, one was Darby Allin. I mean, they brought up some of these people that they had developed, but some of the names I felt like they brought up, I'm looking at these people like Britt Baker kind of made a name for herself, that same name before she got there. Like Darby Allin was doing this shit in the independents before she got there. Like Danhausen, like I don't get the fascination with him at all. But what he was doing was what he was doing before he got to AEW. Like Orange Cassidy, from what I heard, like I can't say this for sure, but Orange Cassidy was doing that shit before he got there. The Death Triangle, they were doing that shit before they got there. FTR was doing that shit before they got there. But when I look at a couple of people, as far as like when I look at the developmental there, I'm gonna give them credit for a big name, and that's Jade Cargill. Because much I criticize AEW for being development talent, Jade Cargill is a big deal. And the reason she's a big deal is because of AEW. I think WWE is going to grab that bump of coal and make it a diamond and fucking run with it without a doubt. And a lot of people shit on AEW for how they treated Jade Cargill. Jade was a phenomenal talent in AEW. She became a goddamn star in AEW. And I don't know the history of MJF, but he's one of their biggest stars. And I feel they had developed him from beginning to end. I don't necessarily agree with Jim Ross as far as they cannot develop talent. I brought those names up for a reason. It's not that they can't develop talent. I think they just take the easy route, and that's what's hurt them because they have the talent they can develop. Look at the Acclaim. Granted, they've been dropping the ball on the Acclaim lately, though, but the Acclaim was larger than life for a while in AEW. They were one of the biggest tag teams for a while in AEW, which is saying a lot when you got Counterfeit Bucks and FTR in your tag team division, and they elevated the Acclaim to that fucking stratosphere. The Guns were a fucking joke when they started, and they developed them well. The Bang Bang Gang has done so much for them. I don't think it's a matter of if they can develop talent because they have done it. Unfortunately, I think, and you're going to go next, Rob. I just feel that they rely on more established people to put asses in the seat. And I get that because when you had CM Punk, he was the biggest star you had. You drew more numbers, you drew more money. Everything was better there. They had the capability of doing it. They just don't do it enough. And I think they should do that. They need to. Vince McMahon was a horrible person, without a doubt. But they need to take a lesson from Vince McMahon because when WCW was kicking their ass, he was developing new stars and overcame it. He needs to rely more on his stars than other people. Rob, what's your take?
Okay. First, let's address the point that you made in that AEW is taking a lazy route with people who had already established themselves in other places. The problem with that is that even though they developed themselves in different places, they were not pushed properly where they were. They were not showcased.
I get that.
Yeah, they were not showcased. The whole point of AEW's strategy, as far as that goes, is to elevate people that should have been elevated where they were, who should have got attention where they were before but didn't. FTR should have gone a whole lot farther and been showcased a lot more prominently than they were, but WWE doesn't care about tag teams. Darby Allin and Danhausen, they got over on the independent circuit because they had a unique character that clicked with an independent audience. But WWE, if they signed people like that, and you've seen it happen before, that when they sign people like that, they take all that work and they flush it down the toilet because nobody's seen it. Well, the reason that nobody sees it is because you change it and throw all of that away when they've spent years developing it, and then want them to start, and then you expect them to be instantly over when they start a new character from scratch. And people on the independents are not stupid. Independent wrestling fans go to these shows and they know who these people are by the gimmicks they've established. And then what AEW does right in that regard is that they don't change all that. They don't flush the past down the toilet and expect a new talent who is just getting seen on national television to just start from absolute scratch with a ridiculous gimmick that the company came up with. AEW, at the very least, even if they do screw up the marketing sometimes, and I agree that they do, they think the AEW mentality is that when we bring in independent stars and Japanese stars, our audience knows who they are automatically. And so we don't have to give them vignettes or like give them, they don't have to introduce anybody. And that's AEW's fault in that regard, but they don't change the gimmicks. And in the end, AEW is signing people who are already over and developed in other places like New Japan and the independent circuit, and former WWE stars that had to make chicken salad out of chicken shit because WWE didn't care about them. When they get to AEW, they're able to do their own thing, sink or swim. Sometimes it does sink. I will give you that. Keith Lee, he should have been much, much bigger than he is now. But for whatever reason, it didn't work out, and he's on the back burner, and I think he's even injured. But
I'll be honest with you, before you go on, Rob, I'll be honest with you. I just want to throw this out there right now before you finish. I don't know how anybody else felt, when Keith Lee and Swerve got there, I felt Keith Lee was a better talent than Swerve. And I thought he should push more. And I give AEW credit, I give Tony Khan credit because they did it right. They went the right direction, though. But I legit, I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I legit felt Keith Lee was a bigger talent than Swerve.
He had more name recognition when he first came in. But the thing is, Keith Lee is an extraordinary talent, and he should have gone farther, but for whatever reason, the things he was doing and the way that AEW handled him dragged him down. And I'm not saying that AEW's way of doing things is perfect, but when it comes to putting people in a prominent position where they should have been already, and giving people credit for being who they are without changing them, that's the point that I think Jim Ross was either trying to make or was missing. Did he say that AEW is not making new stars? Is that what he said? Okay. Well, okay, that's the point that he's missing, is that JR
I'll be honest with you. Like, when I saw that, that's why I threw that subject in here, because as much, and you know, Rob, I criticize AEW a lot. You know I do.
Yes.
I didn't fully agree with that. I really didn't.
No, okay. Jim Ross is thinking about developing new stars in the way that WWE does it. And he's right. AEW does not do that.
Yeah.
Maybe they could a little bit more if they like gave people history packages when they debuted. That might help that a little bit. But I would rather that AEW do this the alternative way and bring in established independent stars that the independent circuit knows who they are and educate the television audience, rather than start everything from scratch and just kill their gimmick and make up a shitty gimmick that won't get over. That's half of WWE's problem when they debut people from other places. They change them. AEW does not change them, and I think that's a better approach. If they just spoon-fed it a little bit to the TV audience, then it would work a whole lot better than what it does. But JR is thinking in terms of how WWE develops stars, but I want to see I like the way that AEW develops stars. So in essence, JR is right, but his perspective is wrong. And I'm sorry if I went a little long.
Oh, no problem. Marcus, what's your take?
I think Jim Ross is 1 gazillion% right. When you look at it, okay, first of all, my definition of a star is somebody who I'm going, who if I see them on TV, I'm going to stop and look at them. When I look at who's on the show, I don't care whether they're the opening match, the middle match, the main event. That's the match. Like, okay, I want to see that particular match with that person. And when you look at AEW, unquote, let's just talk about actual AEW talent. Okay, they had a chance with Wardlow, who, in my opinion, it wasn't AEW Machine that got Wardlow over. CM Punk got Wardlow over and made him a star, as far as I'm concerned, and they completely fucked that up. Okay, Chicago got the Acclaim over. Not they could have made them stars by letting them win them titles that night, and so waiting until Arthur Ashe Stadium, and they completely fucked that up. Okay, to me, the Guns are not stars as far as I'm concerned. Darby is not a star as far as I'm concerned. Britt Baker is not a star. She can't wrestle with shit. She's not a star. Jade, they they came close with Jade, but how the fuck is she a star? Did anybody look on pay-per-view and say, "Ooh, I can't wait to watch a Jade Cargill match"? No, because we all knew how it was going to go. It was going to be a 5-minute squash. So no, Jade wasn't a star in AEW. She didn't even get a shot at the world title.
Whoa.
No,
Jay
no,
was like a Jay was like a Goldberg star.
but look, how many times did Goldberg get the world title? How many times did Jade get it? I rest my case. Exactly. No. AEW dropped the ball on Jade. It should have been like a Goldberg purse, but because they don't know what the hell they're doing, no, they don't create stars. And they didn't even, for guys that came in like a Miro, like a Keith Lee, like a Claudio, they're in the same spot in AEW as they were in WWE. They did nothing to make them bigger. They don't know how to create stars. MJF made himself a star. It wasn't an AEW Machine. None of that. Told Jim Ross is right. They do not know how to make a star. They fucked up Ricky Starks. He was getting over. They fucked that up. They fucked up the tag team. Why in God's name would you let Sting, who's retiring, beat them for the titles? Again, they have no idea what they're doing in terms of making stars. Anytime somebody gets over on their own, they can't even put like a skyrocket up their ass and take them to the next level. They pour a bucket of water on them, call the Young Bucks or the Elite or whatever, and drown them. That or well, I don't want to make Ty mad at me, so I won't say who else I was going to say, but regardless, they have no idea what they're doing. Jim Ross is exactly right.
All right. Damn. All right, Ty. Ty, what's your take on this?
Jim Ross is God, I'm on the fence with this. When it comes to AEW and booking, I have to agree with what each and every one of y'all are saying. And I'm going to try to explain it the best, and I'm going to try to explain this the best way I possibly can. Booking wise, it's like some of the talent with AEW, they book them great one minute, and then the next minute, they don't book them as good as they used to anymore. For example, Ricky Starks being one of them. He had a good, like, they booked him good until all of a sudden they screwed up with his booking. When it comes to debuting new talent, why, like, get some of the wrestlers from the independent scene, people that actually want to get to know these wrestlers that never seen them in the independent scene, and debut them on AEW so they gain new fans. You know what I mean? I don't want AEW making the same mistakes WWE did when they debut a wrestler and then not give them the credit and not give them the credit they deserve when it comes to where they wrestled in the past. You know. I mean, I do like sometimes I do want to agree with Jim Ross, but I don't know. I'm on the fence with this. Like I said, I tried to explain this the best way possible, so that's just the best way I'm just gonna explain it. I'm not gonna go into full detail about it. So
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
that's
another problem. They got too many damn roster. That's the problem. It's way too many people for them to ever develop somebody from the indies. I mean, they can't develop Jay Lethal. We know who he is. So how they gonna develop somebody like Mickey Knuckles, who nobody knows who the hell that is?
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is, those guys, they're already developed. That's the problem. They've spent years on the independent circuit developing who they are. It's just they need to be showcased on television properly. Sometimes AEW does that correctly and sometimes they don't. Now, I agree that Jay Lethal and Keith Lee and the Acclaimed and a whole bunch of other people who they've dropped the ball on, Ricky Starks, they should have gotten more out of AEW's creative than they did. That's
Right.
absolutely on point, Marcus. I agree 100% with that.
But
It's just, I would rather that AEW do things the way they do and not change people's things when they sign them, because WWE does that a whole lot worse, and people that should be over and were over before they signed get flushed down the toilet because WWE wants to mold them in their way instead of letting them be themselves.
Rob, can I ask you one question, Rob?
Sure.
Who has AEW showcased correctly?
Moxley. They showcased him correctly.
Are you serious?
They're showcasing Swerve correctly now, at least.
Okay. But see, here's my thing. Moxley was working on top in WWE already. He's in the same spot. He has not been elevated. He's exactly the same spot he was in WWE.
No. What I was saying, Moxley, I think they're showcasing Moxley more than WWE did, though.
He was their world champion. He was part of their hottest faction.
Yeah, but they fed him to Lesnar like he was Swiss cheese. And that was absolutely wrong.
And when you look at WWE runs, like in all locks, and here's why I say this, because I love Dean Ambrose when the show came out more than the other two. They have fed the other two way more than Moxley when he was there.
Mm-hmm. Bryan Danielson.
He was on top in WWE.
Yeah, but they treated him like a second-class citizen in WWE. Anytime that they had the title, they downrated him, just like Kofi.
Well, I agree with you on that. He got himself over. I agree with you on that. But my whole point is he was on top in WWE, just like he would. He's in the exact same position now as he was.
Honestly, Bryan Danielson is putting on better matches at AEW, but he is showcased better in WWE. He was definitely showcased better in WWE.
FTR, at least for a while.
I was going to say they were, but think about it. They both got choked out by fucking Moxley and Cardio. Come on now. This last 2021, they have totally fucked over FTR.
Just because they lost a lot does not mean that they're not valuable to the company.
No, they're valuable to the company, but they're not being showcased the right way though, because they're losing the teams they don't have no business losing to.
Exactly. They there's no way. I mean, the last 3 months they've completely gotten their ass whoops completely.
I'm not saying that that's a good thing. What I'm saying is that that's more of a booking issue than a showcasing issue. And
but they kind of go hand in hand, though.
This is our whole point.
Well, no, that's not what. Look, I'm not saying that AEW doesn't make a mistake developing people. I'm saying that they're already developed when they get there and they were not given the proper chances before they got there. Now they're being given the proper chances. There
Right.
is no way in hell that Swerve Strickland would have any kind of title if he had stayed in WWE.
No,
Now
you
he
have
is a world
Swerve,
champion, and that
Swerve,
means
definitely.
something.
I just want to ask you one question.
Mhm.
Speaking of FTR, okay, they won the Ring of Honor World Championship. They won the IWGP World Championships. But what was the one titles they didn't win?
They won the AEW world titles.
Not during that time. That was the only title they didn't have.
Not during that run, but
It
they
was,
were two-time champions. The only reason they ran into a problem is because of the Bucks.
no, what I'm saying, Rob, is every other why didn't they really put FTR over and make them mega stars by giving them all the titles at once, like every other company did? Why was their own goddamn company the only ones that let them belts off them?
Because the Bucks are morons.
Well, that goes to my point about creating stars. Exactly. That stop them. That's my whole
But
point.
look, FTR are stars, and Darby
not
Allin, whether you
because of
like him or
AEW.
not, is a star.
Not because of AEW. Well, like you said, he was a star before he got there.
AEW showcased them. It's WWE would never showcase these people. They would be misfits. They would be jokes.
You mean like they are now? Like they are now?
That's a matter of opinion.
Right.
I don't consider Darby Allin
Rob,
a joke.
Rob, I get what Mark is saying, because it's like you have all these other federations other than AEW putting titles on them, showcasing them, and they're dropping to the Bucks, and they're not getting that showcase in AEW though.
That's all
So AEW can't get that credit for showcasing the FTR because they didn't.
AEW did showcase they did showcase FTR when they had all three of those belts. They were on television more often than not when they had those belts. Just because they didn't have the AEW titles doesn't mean that they weren't being showcased prominently in their home promotion.
But they should, in their whole promotion, if you got this dominant tag team, they should have had the AEW tag titles too. If you're gonna showcase a tag team as a dominant tag team,
that's all I'm saying.
It's kind of oxymoron. Like, they're great everywhere but here.
They were trying to promote the Forbidden Door. They weren't saying they weren't great in AEW. They were trying to say they're great all around the world and that WWE was holding them back.
But it was like they were great everywhere but there because they weren't the AEW champs. I get what Marcus is saying. I get what he's saying.
They were trying to showcase the promotions they were partnered with. That's all that was. They weren't showing FTR as a terrible team on their own show.
No, that's what they show them as a terrible team. But if you're gonna show them as the greatest tag team ever, they should have had your titles.
And they did have their titles, just not at the same time as they had the other commitments. But guys, I'm not saying that AEW is perfect at marketing people. Obviously, they're not. But it's not as if they're not developing and creating people that talented wrestlers that showcase on their television. They do. It's just that they're inconsistent about it.
In my opinion, here's what AEW needs to do. It's not a matter of developing good wrestlers. They bring in good wrestlers. I think with the criticism they get, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I think the criticism they get, it's not creating in-ring talent, it's creating stars.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Because they bring in wrestlers
yes.
The wrestlers they're bringing in are talented when they get there.
So in other words, your problem is that they're not creating the Rock or the next Rock.
Stars.
When it comes to what Jim Ross said, absolutely. Like,
yes.
If you want your company to succeed, You need The Rock more than you need Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
I disagree.
No,
Because
you
professional wrestling is a
do, though, Rob,
niche
like,
audience.
For you don't, but for 90% of the wrestling fans, you need a megastar more than you need a great in-ring wrestler. Because
Yes.
Then what are we fans of?
Right.
What?
This is what I mean. The Rock will put more eyes on Daniel Bryanson. That's what they need. They're getting 700 or so thousand people a week. They're not going to stay on. Well, of course, if he wants to keep dumping money into that shit, they need to grow their audience to put so they can see Claudio and Bryan Danielson and Okada and all these people. They need to create stars.
Marcus, here's the problem. The star power only goes so far, and The Rock is a part-timer who the mainstream only knows because he makes crappy movies. And now that he's not on television, the ratings have dropped through the floor.
No, you can't say that about The Rock because Rock been putting asses in the seat since the 90s. It's fucking good.
Rob,
that's not.
Rob, I think you got it back. I think you got it backwards. Great wrestlers alone ain't goes too far. Dean Malenko should have been if great wrestling was a thing. Dean Malenko would be one of the biggest fucking stars of all time. He was a great wrestler, but had zero fucking star power.
Guys, no matter
he has zero star power.
Well, then maybe Snoop Dogg should main event WrestleMania because he's bigger than everybody on the damn card.
Think about it. Jade Cargill is at best an average wrestler at best, but she has that it factor. She's
gotten better. That's the whole thing. It's got to be both, guys. It can't just be crappy wrestlers with great name recognition getting in there and stinking up the ring.
Wait a minute, Rob. No, Rob. Jesse Ventura was a star and was a goddamn lousy wrestler, but he brought eyes to the product. He was
only after he became a commentator.
No, right. That's what I'm saying. He was a lousy wrestler, but he was a star. He's a lousy wrestler. Hulk Hogan.
That doesn't. Now wait a minute. Hogan could work. That's unfair.
I quit.
Fuck out of here, Rob.
Oh, come on. Have you ever seen his matches in Japan?
I quit.
Come on.
Guys,
we are a niche audience.
Why is Hulk Hogan a superstar?
Hulk Hogan is a superstar because he caught on culturally. If he had started wrestling in the 90s, he wouldn't have been shit.
The matches in Japan, nothing.
Oh, for God's sake, guys!
Hulk Hogan is a superstar because of what he did outside the ring, not what he did in the ring. His wrestling ability did not make him a superstar.
But at least he had some wrestling ability. A lot of the guys you're talking about and want to push, no.
But Hogan's wrestling ability did not make him a superstar at all.
His charisma did. I understand that.
Yeah.
But there has to be more behind it. Hogan had a whole cultural phenomenon behind him, and he clicked at the right time.
To do it all. It had nothing to do with a fucking body slam back leg drop.
For God's sake.
To do with his fucking ascent. Nothing.
Okay, Rob, let me ask you this. Was Kevin
and I'm not taking nothing away from Hulk Hogan and his popularity. Hogan marketed himself perfectly. He was in the right place, right time. He did all the right stuff. It had nothing at all to do with his wrestling ability, though.
Guys, what you're missing here is that if you market only to the casuals, you're only going to make money like 1 month a year. That's what WWE does, and it's not going to work forever. What AEW is doing with actual technical, talented professional wrestlers and marketing professional wrestling is a better long-term strategy. WWE is only making money because they're 40 years old.
I got to disagree with you because they've been doing this shit since the 80s.
Rob, you just make
They were doing it different in the 80s. They had guys like Santana, they had guys like Savage,
Their
they had guys that all
their
over the
money
spectrum of
was
talent,
Hogan.
not just Hogan.
wait a minute,
Look
Rob.
at WrestleMania 3. Hogan made more money than the entire card.
And he didn't deserve
There was
it.
Hogan's purse, and there was everybody else's that got divided between them.
He didn't deserve it.
Rob, you just made my point. AEW's had great wrestlers since the beginning, and the only time they made money when they had a legit star. That's the only time they made money.
They made more money with CM Punk than
Marcus, they have legit stars. It's just that WWE is a better marketing machine.
AEW has had great wrestlers for the whole 5%, and they're losing money with just great wrestlers.
Well, that's because wrestling is a niche audience. The casuals won't turn into AEW because they have taste for shit. They're busy watching The Masked Singer.
But when it comes to making money, you gotta cater to your audience.
Well, people that are watching The Masked Singer are not going to watch professional wrestling, good professional wrestling, because they have taste for shit. We are a niche audience and we will never be mainstream. That's why the permanent audience is watching AEW and the casual audience is watching WWE, because they're going to turn it off as soon as Logan Paul is off the damn television. You notice that after the shitty WrestleMania 40 card that had all the damn celebrities on it, the ratings for Raw and SmackDown dropped like a rock. You know why? Because the regular viewers are the only ones watching it now.
Well, Rob,
guys, we will never be mainstream, and I don't care.
Answer the question.
Sure.
Say to me, why is AEW's audience shrinking every week?
Well, okay, number one, AEW's audience is not shrinking. The Nielsen's just suck. Number two, number two, their audience is stable from week to week. It's more stable than TNA was.
Look at Collision. Look where it was.
Collision is a third-rate show, and it always was, even when Punk was there.
But they're barely getting 700,000 people now.
Because Punk has his own built-in audience, and half of them are pissed at WWE and don't care anymore.
Dynamite, if Dynamite's doing good, they get 700,000 now.
That's because AEW is not in a great position with Warner Discovery. They need to be streaming, and that's not the only place that they get ratings at. There are other people watching that are not watching with traditional cable. Most AEW fans don't care about traditional cable. I'm sick of the ratings being used as a way to pronounce doom and gloom on AEW. It's not. That's bullshit. We are a niche audience, and most of the niche audience is watching AEW and WWE. The pudding is not in the ratings. The pudding is in the stability, and AEW is stable. I'm sorry, guys, but it's not going anywhere.
Okay, I'm not talking about
going anywhere though, but they haven't been profitable yet. And you can't say ratings don't mean shit, because ratings are always big. It's been big since the 90s.
Not before 1993.
Okay. AEW went from renting out basketball arenas to 3,000-4,000 seat arenas that they can't even sell out.
They will get back to it.
So if you want to say ratings don't count, then what about live gate? What about pay-per-view buys? All that shit. What measurable do you want to use that's not going down, Rob?
Wait
a minute. Not all of that's going down.
I'm not gonna compare pay-per-view buys, because that's not fair. When you're doing $60 pay-per-views versus Peacock for $10, that's not fair.
I'm not comparing with WWE. AEW buy rates are going down. I'm not even comparing WWE, and they live gate without question is going down. Without.
It has nothing to do with the quality of the programming. It has to do with the bullshit controversy over Punk.
No,
and
stars that people want to see. That's what.
It's stars that pro wrestling fans want to see. Like I
No,
don't care about the stars that casuals want to see. To hell with that. Like I said, we are a niche
no.
audience.
In all honesty, though, in AEW, and you mentioned Rob, like, because Tony Khan dropped the ball with letting Punk go. He should have made a different decision. And here's the
I'm not
reason.
I'm not saying he didn't.
The numbers show it.
The numbers are temporary. All of this is temporary. AEW has long staying power. They are going to get back up to where they were. Losing Punk didn't doom the damn company. There are plenty of people there that wrestling fans love, and it's going to catch back up.
Rob, I'm not a huge fan of anything that Punk did. Like, you know me, like, I criticized Punk just as much as you did. I fought Bobby on the whole fucking Punk thing, left and right, on this show and outside the show. But numbers don't lie, Rob.
I'm not saying that
the numbers that they were Punk. Tony Khan's a goddamn idiot.
I'm not saying that Punk was in the wrong in that regard. Yes, he got screwed over. I've said that from the beginning. But damn it, he was not the end-all be-all, and he is not the only star that AEW has. And the only reason that the ratings dropped at all was because of that man's damn cult of personality. And that's all it is. Eventually, when WWE screws Punk over, they will go back to watching AEW because it's the better product.
No, here's the problem when you come to CM Punk. WWE can survive without Punk. They've been there, done that. AEW has never done better numbers than they did with CM Punk, and they have not done those numbers since he left.
And but they will. And those numbers are a lie, in fact, because more people are watching than the damn Nielsen ratings would have you believe. And think about this. There are more people watching The Bachelorette and Survivor and crappy shows like the new incarnation of Doctor Who than are watching Raw, SmackDown, or Dynamite combined. So what about that, Marcus? If the ratings is the end all be all, and people want to see Doctor Who more than they want to see anybody on Monday Night Raw, then what difference does it make?
I think Mark's comparing like AEW and WWE though.
Yeah,
but that's still a niche audience. That's still wrestling. If Doctor Who can make 2.4 million people watch the shittiest episode they got, and that be a disaster, but yet Raw is like making 1.75 million or 1.85 million, and that's a success, then what are we really arguing about here?
Well, we're arguing wrestling ratings though. That's not wrestling.
Dynamite puts on their best show, they're not even getting 1 million. That's why they won't get 1 million. They might get 800,000. That's my whole point. With their best,
I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, okay, they draw more ratings though, but we're talking about like WWE versus AEW, and AEW's falling short to WWE on the ratings.
Yeah, but we're talking about star power, though. If it was real star power, then they'd be making. Yeah, they would be making Attitude Era numbers, and we'll never get back to that unless we stop relying on people like The Rock to bring in people who don't give a shit about wrestling.
But you talk about numbers, and that's not wrestling related, though.
Because the people that are watching The Rock are not wrestling related. They're not wrestling fans, they're Rock fans. The people watching AEW are fans of the wrestling.
But The Rock is gone. And now you get like non-Rock ratings. It's still better than AEW's.
Way better.
Way better.
That's according to Nielsen's. Nielsen sucks. They've been around since the dawn of television. There are more people watching AEW on streaming than there are on cable. So AEW is not suffering, even though Nielsen says they are. I don't buy that.
Okay, fuck the ratings.
But they haven't
let's
been
look at the
profitable over 5 years at all either.
okay.
It's
Even
not
if you
even
want to
with the ratings down there, they have not made a dime.
right,
They've been
even if
losing
you
money
want
for 5 years.
even if you want to dismiss the ratings, let's look at the audience at the live at the Monday Night Raw compared to Dynamite's live audience. They're selling out 15, 16,000, selling out 15, 16,000 seat arenas week after week after week after week. And whereas AEW can't even sell out 5,000 seats week after week after week after week. So you want to say fuck the ratings? Okay. Let's count about people who actually spending their hard-earned money to go see the shows. AEW audience is going down and down and down and down. Whereas
AEW's look at the pay-per-view audience though, Marcus. They fill those damned arenas and they have those at stadiums. Look at 81,000 people in Wembley.
okay, that was once a fucking year, Rob.
That
I'm talking
wasn't
about month after month after month after month. WWE is kicking AEW's ass and selling live.
Yeah, honestly, Rob, though, I mean, we talk about ticket sales. Yeah, what they did in Wembley was incredible.
Yes.
But if you're consistently doing it for your live TV shows, you consistently bringing that money in, that's bigger than like, oh, we're not doing it weekly, but we did one time.
It has nothing to do with star power on Raw. It has to do with institutionalization. It has to do with endeavor because they are corporate whores, and
it don't matter what. That don't matter what the reason is. They're bringing in more money. It's a
not
business.
Forever. AEW is playing a much longer game. And eventually their crowds are going to get bigger and WWE's is going to get smaller because WWE is doing the same crap that they've always done over and over and over again. Whoa, wow, we are really over time.
We're way over.
Oh, okay.
We are way over.
Well, I guess this is
going to be continued.
Okay, well, this is obviously going to be a discussion for another time. Thank you for being here for FTW Future Focus, everybody. Sorry we ran a little bit over. I am your not-so-humble correspondent, Robert Black. Thank you to Marvelous Marcus Buckley. Thank you to the Queen, Ty Nickerson. Thank you to Tony Motown Allen. We will definitely see you in the future. Signing off, hit that James Brown. Hit it.
How you feel, brother? Feeling good. You feel good? Feeling good. It's groovy. Play so much bone, brother. How you feel, man? I feel all right. I call your name. I don't want no people to know you're in here. How you feel, fella? That jam. Sure getting down. Look at him. Ha. We're gonna have a funky good time. 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 Let's take 'em up, Fred.